Hi there, everyone. Good morning. It's Aaron, founder and CEO of 28 Games. It's 10:41 right now. I just brought my mother to work, um, uh, but I'm afraid I have some sad news, and that is that we received an intent to foreclosure notice. That means that a lawyer has an intent to foreclose this house. And we have an auction date set for June 30th, 2025. My mother didn't take it well. She lashed out on me, took it out on me, a lot of anger, a lot of taking it out on God, everything like that. I can't stress this enough. I'm handling it pretty well. You know, you gotta understand, I've been through a lot. I've dealt with my mother. I've dealt with watching my father die, a series of things, a series of unfortunate events. And this is what it is. It is what it is, a series of unfortunate events. The only way out is essentially it's called legal aid. They need an auction date, which we've got, June 30th, 2025. And then at that point, they got to basically refer that to the housing assistance program here and see if my mother qualifies based on a bunch of different, credentials, criteria. She's going to meet criteria, and then if she qualifies, what they'll do is they'll allocate a certain amount of funds and pay some of that off. The problem is, this is a power sale. I mentioned this before. Okay, this is a power sale state, which means that it bypasses. It's a non-judicial foreclosure, which means you don't need a judgment in a court of law to make the foreclosure happen. So it streamlines the process. But my understanding is the organization my mother works for, she contacted a woman there, and she said it's very, very hard to foreclose in the state because there's appeal after appeal after appeal. But what's going to happen is this property will be put up for auction. It'll be posted in the newspaper. And someone is going to come here. It's going to be auctioned off. Either the bank's going to, in theory, either the bank would take it back, or a private buyer, like a homeowner, some potential homeowner, like someone, like our new neighbors over there. So it ain't good. Okay, I'm just telling you that right now, and I'm gonna refer back to something. Okay, and if you don't like it, that's tough. Okay. On April 14th, 2024, I signed a contract, a monetary agreement for 10 million USD. I paid for that. $1,868.55. The intent of that was to change my life and prevent foreclosure, and actually at the time to take care of the first debt crisis that we had. But that didn't happen. Instead, what happened was a whole bunch of a can of BS. And now here we are on May 20th, 2025. Mind you, 6 days until it's officially a year until the release of the game, and this is happening. I will tell you something right now. You haven't seen sadness like you'll see if you have to see this room vacated of its contents and me vacated, because I will tell you something right now. There are a number of things that can happen. I want you to listen very closely to me. My mother could try to burn this house down. She could try to kill herself. She could the police will come. They'll put an eviction notice. They'll serve an eviction notice. Our sheriff's office, that's their job. They come, they do that. Okay. Worst case scenario, she could get into it with the police, try to wrestle their gun, and do something, and get arrested. You're listening to me? I hope you're listening. I have until June 30th of 2025 to prevent this from happening. Do any of you have anything to say for yourselves? I'll wait. Do any of you who are involved with writing that contract have anything to say for yourselves? What will you do if someone who's been a pretty valuable asset to Rockstar on the side, Rockstar Games, what will you do if I lose my house? And we have to sell things. How will you feel? How do you feel? And don't tell me you know how it is. You do not know how it is. Because I know some of you are damn rich. Very rich. With a lot of money. And I can name one particular person with a lot of money. Okay? And that person who does not have a lot of money should have a lot of money, because this has been a, now, it's not so much a head game now because we've had trailer 2, but I'm just telling you what I'm telling you. June 30th, 2025. There are people that are going to come here, okay, and do an auction on this house. My mother, I have warned you about this, is type 1 bipolar. Very violent, very destructive, very vicious, very angry. Lashing out at me in the car. I just heard it. It's all my fault, God's this, that, and everything else. Oh, it's Dad's fault. And I told my mother straight up, I said, you cannot handle life. You are living in a fantasy world. And I said, you're losing me. Because she started talking all this random gibberish. Because when things don't go her way, she kicks and screams and hollers and has a temper tantrum like a 14-year-old little girl, okay, or worse, and cannot handle life, and is living in a fantasy world, okay, and expecting voices in her head to be the solution. You cannot do that. Read my lips. You cannot rely on prayer in and of itself to relieve you of, or to eviscerate problems. Okay? You have got to do the work yourself. And don't sit here, all of you, don't you sit here and say to me, I should have pulled my weight. I pulled my weight for 4 years taking care of my sister. And furthermore, I pulled my weight helping out with this, which I thought was totally fake. Okay? So I will say the date again. June 30th, 2025 is the auction date. That is the time we have to make something happen. Once that trustee's sale is registered and registered with our county, that's it. This city has the authority to evict us. Are you listening to me? I hope so. Because if you do have heart, you would actually help me. And send me a check to my mailbox. While I still have access to that mailbox. You do not understand what this will do. I'm Aaron, founder and CEO. And this is the real GTA 6. The real one. Separate from Rockstar's, okay? That's how the chips fall.